Hi everyone, this is Becky Romine again with MU Pre-ETS, and I was thinking that because we're home and you're trying to think of things to do with your son or daughter, I thought, you're probably spending a lot of time in the kitchen and you're probably cooking, and cooking is a fun thing to do with your kids. So I was thinking that it was probably a good idea to come up with a kitchen safety checklist. Hopefully you can see that. I feel like it's backwards, but anyway, a kitchen safety checklist. And it basically is a checklist to make sure that your kitchen is accident free. And I have the checklist, and it basically says, I roll up my sleeves, I wash my hands before and after cooking or touching food. The floor is free of clutter. Pot holders and dish towels are away from the stovetop. The knives are stored in a safe place. The stove is turned off when not in use. I have 2 cutting boards, one for raw meat and one for vegetables. Chemicals are stored in a safe place. Emergency numbers are posted. I wash fruits and vegetables before eating. I wash my hands after touching raw meats. I put leftovers in the fridge right after finishing them. Dishes, utensils, countertops, and pans are clean and sanitized. Now, many of our students don't read. And so it's difficult for them to follow this list, but I thought you could follow the written list and then come up with a way to make what we call a picture list. A symbol list is another way the thing that people call this. And I can send you pages with these exact pictures, and you can use these pictures too with your students so that they understand what they're supposed to do. So I came up with this kitchen safety checklist symbol technique for my students who don't read, but they can certainly understand what a picture is explaining to do. So what I have my students to do and what you can do too, and it's just basically Velcro. So I just put Velcro on the back of the picture and a piece of Velcro on which you can't see because it's white, on the actual square that says plan. And then when they've completed that task, so this is basically roll up your sleeves. So they know, okay, it says roll up my sleeves. Once they've rolled up their sleeves, you move it to completed. Then the next one is wash my hands. Can you see that? Yeah, there you go. So they see the picture of the sink, the water running, the soap. And so once they've washed their hands, you move it to completed. The next one is make sure that the floor is free of clutter. So I just got a picture of a kitchen with a nice empty floor. Move it to completed after we made sure that the floor is nice and free of clutter. Then the next one is pot holders and dish towels are away from the stove. And I have a picture of pot holders, no dish towels, but that's close enough, hanging up and not near the stove. Once they make sure that's done, they change it to completed. The next one is the knives are stored in a safe place. So we just make sure that the knives are not sitting out on the counter. They're all in the drawer. Once that's completed and they've opened the drawer and they make sure they're all in the drawer, you move it to completed. Next one is make sure that the stove is off. Or the oven, both. So you just show them the dial, make sure it says off, then you move it to completed. I have 2 cutting boards. Now, sometimes this is kind of picky. You don't have to have this if you don't want. But I just have this nice little picture of the different cutting boards with different names on them. And you can skip any of these steps that you don't like. Just use the ones that you want. This may be one you want to skip. The next one is I make sure that chemicals are stored in a safe place. And you see there's a picture of all the chemicals in a cabinet underneath the sink. Emergency numbers are posted. You can just make sure you've got something posted up on the fridge. You can have a magnet with that on it. Again, if you don't want to have that one, skip it. Don't print it off. Then I wash vegetables before I eat them. Of course, I think this is definitely one you want to keep. Once they've done that, it's completed, they move it there. I wash my hands after touching raw meats. There's a picture of raw chicken and some hands being washed. I put leftovers in the fridge after finishing them. Again, once they've done that, they put it in the completed column. Then the last one is dishes, utensils, and countertops and pans are clean and sanitized. And I've got a picture of some clean dishes in a dish rack. And you put it on completed. Hopefully this will help you with your students. If you want to narrow it down to just maybe the first two of rolling up sleeves and washing hands, or maybe adding just the ones with the washing the vegetables before you eat them, or washing the hands after handling meat, you could do that. And the floor being free of clutter, probably a good one to keep too. But you customize this to work for you and your kitchen, and hopefully this will help make your kitchen a safer place. Have fun cooking.